Hey, what's up you guys? This is Los and this is a Big Retro Show, and if the Big Retro Show isn't the best thing on the internet, may I be stricken down where I sit.
The 80s and 90s were great times to be a kid. Join me as I dive into the world of movies, music, video games and toys, and explore what made these decades so great. This is the Big Retro Show.
This is different. Hey guys, this is Los from the Big Retro Show, and today I'm going to talk to you about some Sega Master Systems that have a bit of a spooky feel to them. I wanted to do this video because everyone's always talking about the Nintendo Entertainment System and its huge array of spooky video games, but a lot of people don't know that the Sega Master System also has some frightful titles. So today we're going to be talking about some Sega Master System games that are best to play for Halloween. Everyone knows the Sega Genesis version of Ghouls and Ghosts, but did you know that Capcom ported the game over to the Sega Master System? Right off the bat, you notice that this is not the game that everyone fell in love with on the Sega Genesis. The game is slow, really slow. In fact, the slowdown also makes the game easier than the rest of the games in the series. The other thing with the game is that the chests often do not contain weapons or armor. The chest will always most likely be a magician ready to turn you into an old man or a duck. That sucks. The other slim chance that you have with the chests is obtaining a portal. That's right, a portal, to a shop where you can purchase items such as stronger armor, alternate weapons, and health and magic. As I stated earlier, the game is slow and suffers from considerable slowdown. Is that repetitive? Maybe so. Strangely, this made it easier to play than the original Ghouls and Ghosts on the Sega Genesis. At the end of the stage, a portal takes you to a stage boss, and if you beat it, you get the key which will let you exit the level. It's weird that they decided to put this in the game this way, but it works. While the game does let you shoot up, it does not let you double jump, which is a staple of the series, and crazy annoying in this game. The enemies are much of the same that you will find in the other games, but they seem slower as well. All in all, the game is fun, and you will probably get far on it as I did, but then again, I am super bad at the Ghosts and Goblins games, and never got too far in these games to begin with. A copy of Ghouls and Ghosts for the Sega Master System is not cheap. It's valued at $53 for a loose copy and $100 for a complete in-box copy on pricecharting.com. Where all the nerds like me go to find out all the video game prices, so we can triple them on eBay. Up next is Kenseiden. In Kenseiden, you play as a samurai warrior pitted against an army of demons that plagued 16th century Japan. This game is one of the most difficult games I have ever played on the Sega Master System, and I didn't get too far. At its core, the game is a 2D hack and slash, not unlike the Castlevania series. The character sprites are quite a bit larger than the Castlevania games. Both games have a life bar, so there are no one-hit deaths, and that is good. But the difficulty of the enemies and the bosses, I couldn't even get past the second one, makes this game less enjoyable than the Castlevania games. But hey, this is the Sega Master System, so there's not a lot of options for you to get your horror fix. Another thing with the game is the hit detection. I swore I was hitting the enemies with my samurai sword, but the game thought otherwise. I hear the game has training rooms that if you can survive will allow you to get more life, but I suck so bad at this game that I never saw one. In order to continue a game, you will need to find a scroll, which again, I never did, so didn't get to see much of the game. But maybe, just maybe, I will pop this in for Halloween and see how far I can get this time. A loose copy of Kenseiden is valued at $14, and the complete in-box price is $14, so that's pretty cheap. Up next, we talk about one of my favorite games on the Sega Master System, and that is Ghost House. Ghost House was one of the very first games released on the Sega Master System. It was unusual because it was a game that came on a card. You star as this Eddie Munster looking dude who is trapped in Dracula's mansion, and your goal is to hunt down the sleeping Draculas in each level. Along the way, you will fight a slew of baddies with your bare fists. Once in a while, a strange off-camera assassin will throw swords at you, and if you hop on them, a la Super Mario Bros., you can pick it up and wield it against your enemies. The game is a charming throwback to simpler times when video games were just emerging from the video game crash of the early 80s. After killing all of the Draculas in each level, a gateway to the next level opens, and after entering it, you are off to the next level. I know it sounds silly, but this game was a bomb when I was a kid. It was the closest thing to the original Castlevania we had on the Sega Master System, and we were proud of it. A loose copy of Ghost House is valued at $17, and the complete in-box price is $29. Next up is Lord of the Sword, and I have to tell you guys, how did I miss this one? The guy looks like Rambo! And who doesn't love Rambo? The hero's name is Landau, not Rambo, and he is fighting a demon army who is hell-bent on taking over his land. Get it? Hell-bent? Ah? The game sort of reminds me of Xanadu in that it is a side-scrolling hack and slash where you need to do some backtracking to move the quest forward. The character models used in this game are big and beefy, which is cool. You will face a variety of monsters in your quest to quell the demon army and have some fun doing it. The game seems a bit more advanced in the graphical department as well as the sound than other Sega Master System games. It can easily be mistaken for an early Sega Genesis game if you didn't know it was playing on a Sega Master System. While questing through this game, I did get confused as to where to go in the game quite a bit. It turns out that you have to talk to the NPCs as many times as possible before the right pathway opens up. This means that you enter the dwelling, talk to them, get out of the dwelling, get to another screen, and enter the screen where the NPC was and talk to them again. I didn't figure this out until searching for help online. Can you imagine what everyone did before the internet? The combat in this game is not too difficult, and the hack and slashing is satisfying. The game is forgiving in that it lets you continue when you die. This is not something that you see in a lot of Sega Master System games, and although it should be, it made us stronger gamers in the end. I guess this is why gamers who grew up around the Sega Master System are also some of the toughest around. You sorta had to be. A loose copy of Lord of the Sword is worth $14. A complete in-box copy is worth $22 and worth every penny. Lastly, I'm going to talk about a game that I first learned about when doing a collaboration with Mike Tendo. Also included in that collaboration were some great YouTubers, including my good friend Nefarious West. Let's not forget Hungry Goraya and Michael B, the Game Genie, who reviewed The Master of Darkness. I'll leave a link to the video in the description to this video. Michael B, the Game Genie, got me really interested in this game, so I thought I would include it in this list. Master of Darkness draws heavily from Castlevania, and that's a good thing. Sadly, the game never came to the US and was a European-only release. Instead of wielding a whip as Simon Belmont, you get to play as a Ouija board-using psychologist who is on the hunt for Dracula. While Simon Belmont uses his whip as his main weapon and gets to use sub-weapons, the protagonist in Master of Darkness, Dr. Ferdinand Social, yes, that's his name, uses a variety of main weapons such as a dagger, a fencing sword, an axe, and a walking cane. Dr. Social also uses sub-weapons including bombs, a gun, and a boomerang. The whole aesthetic of the game is more 18th century London than 17th century Transylvania, and I think it adds an overall enjoyment to this game as it tries to set itself apart from Castlevania. The enemies you fight are similar to the ones you would find in Castlevania, and I know I keep saying Castlevania, but the game draws a lot of influence from Castlevania. What do you want me to do? But that's not a bad thing, as everyone loves Castlevania. In all, this is a must-play game on Halloween. If you want to hear more about the game, check out the video on Mike Tendo's channel. A loose copy of Master of Darkness costs $33 and a complete copy is $56. Both games are PAL only. And that's going to do it for the Big Retro Show today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know in the comments what games you love playing on Halloween. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you are alerted when I upload a new video. This whole month is Halloween month, and I'll be posting a lot of Halloween content for you guys. Don't forget to connect with me also on social media. I have a Twitter, a Facebook, and an Instagram. And until the next one, I will see you on the next Big Retro Show.